So today I'm going slightly off topic. Instead of sharing the usual tools and coaching methods, I really want to share something extremely powerful, something that did the thing for me that really helped me finally quit people pleasing. And it is God. Let's talk about God because God helped me quit people pleasing. For a long time in my life, I kept fighting the idea of God because my understanding of God was based on religion. Not just my religion, but the religions around the world were always competing about this is the true God, this is the best God, we are the best religion, and all of that. And all I see was fights in the name of God. So, being somebody who has always been very curious, very inquisitive, I really detached myself from this whole idea of God. I knew that there is something superior, there is something higher than all of us, yet to pinpoint it to a particular version of God, I could not understand it. So I kept fighting it, and I somehow ended up hating God, if I can even say so. And living the kind of world that we live in, we see so much prejudice all around us. So it further instilled in me this belief that why would, if at all God exists, why would there be so much suffering? So all I had all these questions, like most of us have. So I isolated myself from God. So I did what was in front of me. I people pleased my way through life in order to survive. And I also thought that this is the way for me to feel better about myself because we are humans. All of us need to feel validated in our being. All of us need some anchor. All of us. We can say that no, I rely on myself, all of that, but it is also a different way of people pleasing when you are hyper independent and you just deny all the help, yet internally you feel restless, you feel like, oh, only if somebody could help me. Anyway, all of us, like I said, need somebody to rely on, someone to tell us that we did good, that we are worth it. But you know what? People are people. So people are inherently biased. We literally have a filtering mechanism in us. This is called the reticular activating system, where we are always filtering based on what we believe, and that circle and that loop continues where we believe on the things we believe in. These beliefs are borrowed, for me, was borrowed from my parents, the society that I was part of. So I kept showing up in the way that they wanted me to because it was aligned to their beliefs and in a way aligned to my beliefs. So I kept saying yes to things that were good things as per my parents, the society that I was part of. I even agreed to their idea of God because, of course, how could I say no to people who I think know the best for me? It took me hating God to finally let myself find God. And now I'm going to use the word him to describe God, even though I really firmly believe that God is genderless. We can argue about it all the time, but gender is a human concept. I really think God is energy, pure, loving energy. But I do see when I found God, when I really connected to God, I connected to Krishna, who is the word Krishna in itself, which is a Sanskrit word, means all attractive. So I found my God in Krishna as like a representative of God. So that is how I see God. You can see God in Allah, you can see God in Christ, you can see God in Kali, Durga, your own version. I might refer to God as Him. It is only because when I found God, when I connected to God, the representation that came to me was of Krishna. Okay. Whatever we might say, whatever we might believe in, I truly believe that all roads are leading to the source, just energy, pure light, pure loving energy. So when I finally found God and I finally connected to the source, I felt no requirement for me to validate myself through people because I knew that I was put on earth by God and nobody else. People are just people. People are vehicles through which God performs his miracles. I am worth it. I am worthwhile just because I'm here. That's it. Like I don't need any other reason. I don't need to do something, to be something, to perform something in order to feel validated. There's no need. I am, and that is enough validation. I believe that I'm on this earth to live it in the best way possible for me with my limitations and my privilege. That's the whole purpose of existence. I don't need to prove myself, don't need to prove anything else. I don't owe anything to anybody. I just am here to live this human experience in the best way possible for me. There is no bigger purpose to life than just living it. But humans are meaning making machines. We love to make meaning out of everything. And that I think that's why so much of us are in constant chaos. We are always overthinking. We are so anxious because we are always making meaning out of what we said, what the other person said. So if somebody said good things to us, we'll think about it and we'll make it something to mean about ourselves. And then if somebody said something else or we didn't say something in the time that we should have said something, we might make another meaning out of it. So this is how we complicate our lives. I really believe life is simple and we are just here to live it in the best possibility as us. And I do understand there is prejudice, there is all of that, but the more we work, the more we connect to God, we really get to see the bullshit that we've been surrounded with, that we have to depend on this, that we have to do this and that. And I have seen people living on the streets and still being happy. I'm not even kidding. I still remember I was in Shimla and I saw this lady who was on the street. She was begging, and there came a monkey, and she had two chapatis with her, and she gave one chapati to the monkey, and she was so happy. She was so full of joy. I don't think that I've seen any other person be so happy. So we can literally be happy if we choose to living on the street, and we can choose to not be happy even when we have a mention. So it is all in what we believe in and who we think we are, what we believe about ourselves. And when I started to look at life in that way, I stopped caring about what people think. I stopped caring about if that person will like me or not. I work and I behave and I be what I believe God wants me to be. The more I connected to God, I stopped relying on people. I stopped letting them dictate my life. I stopped letting them tell me this is who I should be. I stopped needing their validation, which was such a big thing in my life. I do look up to certain people and I do want them to like me. But even if they don't, it's not the end of the world because I am here on this earth not because of any person, any people. I'm just here because I was supposed to be here, because I was put here on this earth by God. And nobody can save me. Only God can save me. And God can take away my life and God can change my life. When I really, really, really leaned into this idea, I realized that so much energy that I waste on people, it's not required. When I started to rely on God, when I let God in, I stopped letting people take away my energy, my life force energy, which was ruined or which was stopped from flowing freely in my body and then outside because I was letting people block me. But then I realized that it was me who was blocking it. So I allowed myself to free flow through life. And of course, it does not mean that hard things won't happen. Of course, I have a family and I do really deeply care about them. I have friends, I have relationships that I really, really care about. So does that mean that I don't care about what these people think of me? If I say from a human perspective, I do care about them, but I on the higher perspective, when I think about it, I think I'll be okay even if they start not liking me, because people's projection again are people's projection. Some days your mother would love you like nothing, and some days she won't, because all she's bringing in is her energy. What is she feeling inside? So that is what I again realized in my journey. To rely on people is to rely on nothing, because everybody has their own opinions. They are going through life in their own way. They believe in certain things, and that is how life happens to them. When I stopped relying and outsourcing my beliefs to others, when I stopped letting everybody's idea of God dictate my life, everybody's idea of life dictate my life, I healed my people pleasing. I quit people pleasing. Because the truth is, if you rely on people, people can only offer you what they can offer to themselves. People can only give you what they have inside them. So if they don't have love inside, they won't be able to show love outside. Imagine you have an orange and you squeeze an orange. What will you get? I hope you're saying orange juice. So that is exactly with people. If somebody lacks love, they can't give you love. If somebody is hateful inside, they will give you hate outside. It is no fault of yours. So the more I connected to God, the more I felt worthy of being on this earth because He put me here, nobody else. Everybody else is just a vehicle of His divine plan. So the purpose of my life, because like I said, the purpose is to live life, but for now, as a human, the meaning that I've made out of my life is that I have healed my people pleasing. I had a sequence of things happen to me because I want to become this person who can handhold other people on the similar journey. So now I have decided that for the time being, the purpose of my life is to help other women with people pleasing. I am devoted to it because God led me on this path, and it would be blasphemous to not do what God is making me do. If you have any questions about what I said, I would be happy to have a conversation. I'm not here to say that this is the right way to do it or not. It totally depends on you. It totally depends on where you are in your journey. And especially because when I started my journey, the main thing that I did was break down definitions of everything. So even God's definition, religion's definition, everything I broke down, and I found my way of connecting to the source, connecting to God, connecting to even religion now, and seeing it in a different light. But that only happened when I took that step. Okay, so I'm not here to tell you this is the right way, this is the only way, but this has helped me and it has helped my clients as well. So if you are ready to quit people pleasing, I invite you to let God in, take charge, and let go of what is not your purpose for the moment. So allow God in to help you heal people pleasing or anything that you might be going through right now. I will see you in the next video. Namaste. Take care.